One of the weirdest and most humbling experiences as a man is realizing that women actually don't give a fuck about you at all. Now, are there women out there who genuinely get into relationships because they genuinely fall in love with you and what you can provide, because that's all they give a fuck about? There are literally like 0.01% of women out there who actually get into a relationship with you for you, who you are as a person. It's all about what being with you says to them about themselves and their value. And that's why so many women fall out of love with their man inside of the relationships or get divorced from their man when they're in marriages. It's because when you get soft, when you get comfortable as a man and you start to open yourself up, you start to let your guard down, you're not being as mysterious, you're telling her everything about yourself. She starts to lose interest in you because now to her, she's seeing you at your worst and not just at your best. And she's like, I can't do it. I don't like what he is now. Right now, I was just at the mall and I saw a dude who was with a woman who was pretty fat. And I saw multiple situations like this. Dudes who were with fat women. And in my mind, I'm not judging at all. I'm like, bruh, do what you want to do. But it was interesting to me where I'm like, that man actually loves that woman. Like, even though we all see that she's fat, in his mind, he looks at the person that she used to be and is like, bruh, there's some kind of part of that that's still inside of her. There are so many men out there who are in relationships and marriages with women who were previously skinny and gotten fat because they always gave a fuck about the woman and not who she was on the outside. But let a man go broke, let a man get fat, let a man get comfortable, let a man get soft, she's leaving. It's because she never gave a fuck about who you were as a person. It's who you were portraying yourself to be. It's who you were on the outside. And once you can understand that a relationship is all about a woman's ego, you start to know how to play it, so then you always keep her around.
Is he lying though? I don't know. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. One thing I will address though, I think it's the most disrespectful thing for you to get fat in your marriage.
I said what I said.
The excuse of, oh, we had kids. Yeah, your kid is 6.
Oh my God.
Listen, I'm so sorry. But if your husband met you and you had collarbones and you had a kid or two, and then now all of a sudden you don't even have a neck, much less collarbones. No. Because obviously if he was attracted to fat women, he wouldn't marry a fat woman.
Ironically, most black women, 70% plus, grow up without a father. When you ask black women, what does the man have to have? Has to be a provider. They don't know what a man is. They only know the check that replaced the man. But when you talk to middle class and upper class women, they never mention a provider. Even though they might expect it, they don't even think to say it. Why? Because there's not the need. The black woman is speaking from the need. And the sad thing is because they're dishonest and because it's hard to admit, like when we're not in the position we want to be, they say, oh, I'm good. I'm an independent woman. I'm good. I can take care of myself. Well, then why do you keep on talking provider, if you provided for already?
No,
ironically,
if you're so strong and independent, why you need a man to make 6 figures? I say this all the time. Y'all showing y'all brokenness. Your brokenness is exposed, ma'am. But no, let me share with y'all. This is facts. As someone who wasn't raised in the same house with my father, my dad was in America, I was in Jamaica, right? Every time my dad would call, I was told, oh, ask him for money, beg him for money, tell him you need money for this, tell him you need money for that. So as a child, it was programmed in my mind, okay, the only thing my dad is really for is to pay for stuff, for money. Every time he called, ask for money. It's not until adulthood when I realized it was my responsibility to reprogram the toxic teaching I got as a child. It's my responsibility not to use it as an excuse, not to use it as a crutch where like, oh, well, that's how I was raised. That's how my mama raised me. That's how my granny raised me. So I have, no, that you have to end your generational cycle. You have to end the generational curses by taking responsibility and accountability for your mindset. Learn how to reprogram your mind. And I know a lot of women can relate, especially those who had parents of foreign, especially the fathers. You had your father of foreign every time he called. Can you remember back in the day, they didn't have no WhatsApp or no, so they would only call on Sundays. Every Sunday they call, it's all, tell your father you need money for this and tell your father you need money for that. We can't have no other conversation other than what I need money for. It's very unfortunate, and I'm at a level of maturity where I can see how messed up that was, call out the adults who raised me that way, and know that I had to do the necessary work to see better and to do better. But if not, I would have been stuck on the dating market, hyper focusing on his quality to provide.
Man, this is some bullshit.
There have been black American women that have been surveilling passport bros in foreign countries. They go to Colombia, they go to Brazil and other locations, and they literally surveil the passport bros.
Y'all got nothing else to do?
Bar over there. They doing over there and who they talking to.
Can you imagine spending all that money on a flight just to go watch a group of men you claim you don't care about?
Get some help.
And then they bring back their reports to TikTok. Black women really like TikTok, so they bring their reports over there and tell you who's over there. The locals with the freakum dress on, meet them on the tarmac at the airport, etc. Yeah. And many of these ladies are kind of. I just saw a video last week, and she was a pretty girl too. FBA, if you will. She was over. I think she was in Colombia, Cartagena, I believe, and she was almost in tears because no American brother would. They see her, and they cross over the other side of the street. And that's the type of treatment that many of the American black women get when they go to these locales, because the brothers don't want no parts of them. And nothing personal, sis, but look, a lot of. I was talking to a brother earlier today. He was talking about, and I don't know if you've seen this. Kevin one time asked the question of the ladies, "Do you belong to black men or not?" And then asked, "Why is it so hard for so many of you sisters to smile?"
Yeah, I remember that.
So many calls that day.
Terrible.
I remember that.
One in particular fought him tooth and nail about why I got to smile for you. Brother was on the dais today on my show. He said that right there, that was the final straw that broke the camel's back for me.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the unfortunate truth. It's the unfortunate truth. But hear me out now. For us to sit in our denial, for us to sit and not address the issue, but just complain about the results of the issue is just backwards. It's reverse thinking. It don't make no sense. Okay, how you gonna complain that, oh yeah, men are going overseas for wives who were raised to be wives, but you refuse to work on the qualities that will make you a wife. You refuse to raise your daughters better, so then future generation of men don't have to go overseas to get wives. They can get wives right where they are. I remember I was on, who for sure this was, I don't know, I think it was Richie Mack, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, like, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, and we were having this conversation. How about we focus on the children, we teach them the qualities of being a wife, even though we don't know ourselves, but we can go out and we can get the resources, we can learn from other cultures, we can learn from other people if we humble ourselves, put our pride and our ego to the side, learn from other people how to be wives, so we can teach our children, so our children don't have to go through everything that we're going through now. Going back to the point I said earlier, if I was raised to ask my dad for money every single time we speak, then I am being programmed that, okay, that is all men are made for, money. But once I realize that it is my responsibility now to pass it on to my future children, to let them know that there's more to a man than his ability to provide, because you focus on his ability to provide and you neglect his ability to make great decisions, you neglect his problem solving skills, you neglect his discernment, you neglect so many things. Because hear me out now, just because he makes six figures don't mean that he's masculine. Just because he makes six figures don't mean he's a great provider, protector, leader, and teacher. He can make six figures and still be living paycheck to paycheck. They're so limited with their thinking. Imagine if I was encouraged to ask my dad, what can I do to improve my wife's skills every time I speak to him? I mean, it would be an odd question. I can only imagine that conversation. But just imagine, you get where I'm going with that. Imagine if I was encouraged to ask him something that will help me be better at dating, be better at relationship. Imagine.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Women really don't care about men. They just care about what men can do for them. They just care about a man's pockets, because then if he's making X amount of money, then she'll be able to live a certain lifestyle, the certain lifestyle that she can't afford on her own. So she need a man to bridge the gap, not for nothing else, not to raise children, not to pass on great morals and values, just to pay the bills. And it's messed up. And this is why I say, men, get to the chopper! And for those people who can observe the world we live in, but refuse to acknowledge that there's a problem, refuse to put things in place so we can start fixing the problem, and who want to just focus on, why are you talking on American issues if you're not American? Even though I've been living in America for over 18 years. Y'all are part of the problem, focusing on the wrong thing. But y'all go watch the next video that pop up on the screen. Kendra G snapped at one of her callers because she is tired of this BS too. Can you imagine? Kendra G, who was debating Kevin Samuels, is now frustrated with her kind. Y'all, you can't make this up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.